cold.
Yeah. Oh, we're on. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Happy Sabbath, everybody. It is 9:12 on Friday, December. What is the date today?
It's the 20th. I got paid.
Hey, the 20th. That means we are on day 21? Day 22. Was yesterday day 21?
Mm-mm.
It must have been. Yeah, yesterday was day 21. It must mean that today is day 22. I counted it out today. We have about 19 days remaining. So, I don't even know. I honestly have no idea. I have no idea. So, anyway, yeah, so today came off of, we did a 24-hour fast with a couple of buddies this yesterday into today. And so it was kind of interesting. You know, we, as a church group, we fast once a year. We fast, on Atonement. And then ideally, I mean, we're fasting other times. I'll be perfectly frank. I've not really figured out how to do that well in my own spiritual life. And so this was probably one of the first times, other than for, special request type things, that I've fasted outside of the Day of Atonement in quite some time. And so it was interesting, though, how easy it was compared to how it normally is for Atonement. Normally for Atonement, it's a rough fast. I mean, it's no food, no water for 24 hours. And, I mean, I'm drinking coffee all the time. I'm eating junk food. I'm eating and it coming through those types of fasts are really, really, really tough. I always have a very hard time on those. And this one, I was really surprised. No food, no water since, from about 4:30, sundown yesterday until sundown this evening. And, yeah, it was fine. There was nothing really wrong at all. So it went really, really well. So, did some digging in. My study topic and my look at was kind of what it takes to draw closer to God, since that really kind of is the goal of this whole thing. Just kind of looking at how do we get there and what do we do, and came up with some pretty cool stuff. I think that I guess I didn't really realize before. I'd been praying a lot for God's presence to be in my life and all of these things, and I got into a passage in James that really kind of set the stage. It just talked about draw near to God and God will draw near to you, and so it kind of put the onus, so to speak, back on me to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do in order to be able to draw near to God. And so then it started, well, how do we do that? And fasting and study and prayer and meditation and all those kind of foundational pieces that we often, I wouldn't say brush aside, but we sometimes take for granted, I think, to a certain extent. So anyway, it was really good, really solid spiritual fast. It was really, really happy for it. I will admit my juice tasted pretty good tonight, other than the Bolt House Farms one that I bought. P.S. Don't drink Bolt House Farms Daily Greens. I'm sure other people may like it. It was no bueno. It was like I had to choke it down, and I felt bad because I spent money on it, so I choked it down. But yeah, it was not the best juice that I've ever had. Shannon's juice tonight. It smells fantastic. I can smell it from here. It smells really good. So,
does wine count?
Wine? Well, it's grape juice.
Juice? Grape?
Yeah, it's grape juice.
I keep telling you, leave your juice out a couple days on the counter.
Yeah, let it ferment, make prison wine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little piece of bread on top of the thing. And how do I know how to make prison wine? Wait, what? Let's move on. No, anyway, other than that, coming off of the fast back into the juice fast, I feel really, really, really good. I was talking with my mom tonight a little bit, and we were talking about the fast and the juice and everything else, and just, realizing that I have more willpower than I thought I had. And I think it's just selective willpower. I think when I care about something and I'm determined and I'm stubborn on something, I will see it to the very, very bitter, dying end. But when it's something I don't want to do, and when it's something that my wife is smirking, I can see it in the camera right now. When it's something that I don't want to do, I'm like, oh, this is too hard. Oh, I don't want to do it anymore. Okay. And it just doesn't get done. So it's interesting. Stop it. It's interesting from a standpoint of, I do feel like with this particular fast that, I feel like I long haul for 40, and honestly, I won't, but I probably could go beyond 40 no problem. Truthfully, at this point, I don't feel like, I'm not just like screaming to start eating solid food again. It's at this point, I think you reach a point in the fast, and other people have talked about this. It's like a maintenance phase, or it's like a cruising phase where the first part is really, really hard, and you're working your way up this big hill, and then now we're just kind of at this coast. and just every day is another day, and you get a little sick of things, to be honest. I'm about done with Mean Green. I love it, but for a green juice, it's great. But I'm so sick of it. So there's that. But yeah, other than that, truthfully, everything is going very, very, very well. Energy wise, things are solid. Still snapping awake in the morning. It's been harder to get up on time, but that's not so much the fast. It's more our house has been really cold, and it's like getting up in the morning. I'm just like, well, forget that. It's warm under here. I don't want to get up. So. That's more the issue at this point.
Had to go buy you skinny pants.
Yeah, that's true. Shannon had to go out to Goodwill and go find me some pants. People at work were making the comments too. I'm just swimming in everything right now. And it's weird. When you have been fat for as long as I have been fat, you can look at yourself in the mirror, even after losing. I mean, Shannon recognized the other day she went to give me a hug, and she's like, wow, I've never been able to grasp my arm like this. So I'm definitely losing. I don't see it.
That's my marker.
That's her marker. Yeah, she marks it off on her arm. It's
I'm
so
not
many,
able to get up to my elbow.
so many arm lengths. But I know I'm losing, and people say it all the time. They're like, "Wow, you're really dropping things." To me, it doesn't look that way to me though, and I don't know if that's something that I don't know. Maybe if there's anybody on here who has ever been gigantic and then got thin, if that's something that eventually goes away to where you finally get comfortable in your own skin and finally recognize, oh no, wait, I really am a semi-skinny person, or if it'll always be one of those deals where I look at myself and think, oh, well, I'm, always recognize or identify with being a big fat guy. I really don't know. I'm not there yet, so I don't know. But yeah, so I ended up with 4 pairs of new pants. Well, Goodwill pants, but who cares? They're awesome. But down to, like I was saying the other day, I'm in a size 44 now in pant, which I don't think I've been in a size 44 pant since like high school. And even then, that might have been pushing it. So, but the other ones, they're falling off. The 46s and the 48s are just, without a belt, it ain't happening. So, which is good. That's great. I like that as a nice bonus and nice side effect. That is good. So our prayer book today that we went through and looked at went through the story of Gideon essentially and talked about the prayer fleece and using prayer, and asking for signs and things like that. And so. Not really sure how I feel about that, to be perfectly honest. I've always kind of envisioned the whole needing a sign to be almost a sign of immaturity or weakness in prayer. So I've got some more meditation to do on that concept. But he cited an example of a lady who she felt being called to go and start an orphanage in Serbia, and she basically threw it out there and prayed about it and said, well, if this is something you want me to do, if you want me to pack my entire life up and move to Serbia, then let me meet a Serbian this week. And that'll be my sign. And sure enough, she worked at a travel agency, I guess, in the daytime or whatever. And he came through the door, and she thought he was Italian and asked where he was from. He said, well, I'm from Serbia. And she said, well, and you're the one I've been waiting for, and that was apparently her sign to go and start this orphanage. So I don't know. It's hard to know, it's hard to understand how all of that kind of plays out and how all of that works. I think you do the best you can with what you've got, and, you just kind of operate from there. So. I once, as a kid, it was actually funny, when I read the story of Gideon, I used to have a baseball, this like base that I just stuck out one day. I remember praying that I wanted the base to be wet, just classic Gideon style. I wanted the base to be wet, but the ground to be dry. And then the next day I wanted the ground, neither of them happened. So I learned my lesson on that. Just like, yeah, that's not how that works. So anyway, I'm getting to the point of rambling. I need to stop. I need to go to bed. Do you normally drink wine in front of your husband who's juicing? Oh, wait, yes, you do. Good answer.
It's the first time.
That's true. Every other time it's been beer and meatloaf and bacon and yeah, laugh it up.
We haven't had bacon since...
the first day of the fast, it turns out. Day 1. That's right. There hasn't been bacon since day 1.
We've been good.
They did have a fantastic smelling chili casserole tonight, though. That smelled really good.
We'll just start eating salad.
Yeah, right. Nice try. All right, I'm signing off, YouTube. It is a Sabbath. I am officially going to bed. I'm exhausted. Northwest weekend this weekend. Very excited about that. That'll be fun. Get a chance to see Gus, actually. Gus and I will be together. I think we're actually going to shoot a video, together at the deal. Like any of you care, but for us, that's fun. We enjoy that. We might even have a chance to try some juice and get on camera and ask you what you think about fasting or whatever else. So if you're there, be good to see you. Be good to get you on the camera. Make you YouTube famous. We're not YouTube famous. No one watches these. Actually, someone does. I'm not even sure if it's anybody that I know, but I have been getting a couple comments on the videos lately. So more power to you. Thank you. Carry on. That's fun. It's fun to actually know that there actually is someone out there watching it. So anyway, all right, I'm cutting it short.
Got more spare time than you do.
No, stop it. I'm sure they're very busy and they take time out of their day to watch my video.
You probably do.
Anyway, I'm going to bail and I'm going to head out and go to bed. So this is the finger of button pushing off. Have a fantastic evening. Happy Sabbath for those who keep it. And
Cheers.
we will see you later.
Bye.